I'm Zion the Lion alongside Tyreek for Access NYC. We're taking a trip to the Upper East Side to visit New York City's most famous and arguably greatest museum, the Metropolitan Museum of Art.
Louisa.
According to Wikipedia, the Met is the largest art museum in the Western Hemisphere. Its permanent collection contains over 2 million works divided among 17 curatorial departments. Opened in 1872, the main building is located on Fifth Avenue, which is the eastern edge of Central Park. The street is nicknamed Museum Mile for its abundance of museums. A much smaller second location, the Cloisters at Fort Tryon Park in Upper Manhattan, contains an extensive collection of art, architecture, and artifacts from medieval Europe. While works of ancient Egypt have been a focus of the Met since its inception, works from the rest of the African continent were absent at the Met until 1982, which, in the museum's own words, reflected a profound bias in the Western art world. Edward Robinson, the Met's director from 1910 to 31, insisted on the centrality and primacy of classically based Western traditions and its ancient antecedents. He and his counterpart at the American Museum of Natural History, Henry Fairfield Osborn, subscribed to the belief that the rest of the world's culture lacked history and therefore were suited for natural science and anthropology museums. In response to sub-Saharan Africa's deliberate exclusion from the major fine art institutions, American politician and philanthropist Nelson Rockefeller founded a pioneering venue for African art in New York in the 1950s. Black figures appeared regularly in 19th century European painting and sculpture. While these representations were often naturalistic, they rarely portrayed individuals. More often, artists depicted black figures as racialized types intended to stand in for ideas, peoples, or entire continents. The rise of Islam in Arabia during the early 7th century and its subsequent outward spread were to have a profound impact and unifying effect on the art and culture of Arab lands, Turkey, Iran, Central and South Asia. While underpinned by a shared Islamic heritage, each region and culture strongly expressed its artistic individuality during the Islamic period. The cultural diversity is represented in these 15 galleries grouped by geographic region and a central court. Van Gogh produced more than 20 self-portraits during his Parisian sojourn from 1886 to 1888. Short of funds but determined nevertheless to hone his skills as a figure painter, he became his own best-seller. The picture, which shows the artist's awareness of neo-impressionist technique and color theory, is one of several that are painted on the reverse of an earlier peasant study. Behold the famous Washington crossing the Delaware painting. This artwork commemorates General George Washington's crossing of the Delaware River with the Continental Army on the night of December 25th through 26, 1776, during the American Revolution. That action was the first move in a surprise attack and victory against Hessian forces at the Battle of Trenton in New Jersey on the morning of December 26. Wikipedia states that the painting is notable for its artistic composition. General Washington is accentuated by an oddly bright sky while his face hits the rising sun. The people in the boat represent a cross-section of the American colonies, including a man in a Scottish bonnet, and a man of African descent facing backwards next to each other in the front. Western riflemen at the bow and stern. Two farmers in broad-brimmed hats near the back, one with a bandaged head. There is also a man at the back of the boat wearing what appears to be Native American clothing to represent the idea that all people in the new United States of America were represented as present in the boat, along with Washington on his way to success and victory.
Louisa.
Well, we came and we conquered. The Met is a huge museum, so it doesn't even make sense to try to see the whole thing in one day. But that's the beauty about this massive New York City marvel. You can make multiple trips because there's always a part of the museum that you haven't seen. The building is millions of square feet. But for now, I'm Zion the Lion alongside Tyreek, and thank you for joining us on this edition of Access NYC. As always, like and subscribe. That's the closing shot.